Hey everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash and today I'm doing a quick review for the Tasmanian Tiger HD on Xbox. Now this game was originally released on the PS2 back in sort of 2002. It came out on Xbox and GameCube as well. It was developed by Chrome Studios. Now not only did they do the Tasmanian Tiger series, they also worked on the first two Spyro sort of reboots. The Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning and Eternal Night. They did Viva Pinata Party Animals. They also worked on sort of last gen ports of like Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. They did all sorts of stuff, and they've now brought back the Tasmanian Tiger for a remaster. Now, this is a very basic remaster. The game itself has been sort of upscaled and it runs at a very solid frame rate. It's in HD, but apart from that, pretty much the game is very as it was. So everything plays and works like it did back in 2002. So whether it was good then or it was bad then, it's pretty much the same now. Now, the game doesn't have HD cutscenes, unfortunately, which a lot of these remasters. I recently did a review of Asterix and Obelix XXL2, and that suffered the same fate where they've remastered the actual in-game style and the graphics, but the actual cutscenes are still running on like bog standard, old, blurry sort of cutscenes, which is a shame. But obviously back in the day they weren't made in engine. They were obviously just filmed and then sort of saved as image files or video files, so they've not been able to upscale them without having to fully remake them, and obviously they're not going to do that. Now this game is a platformer that takes sort of heavy inspirations from things like Mario and Banjo Kazooie, as well as sort of at times from sort of Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. Now, the game itself is pretty fun to play. It's a very heavy collectathon of a game. There's tons of stuff to find across each of the levels. There's stuff to find in the hub world. And if you like that kind of game, lots of brightly coloured sort of environments. I think there's 17 levels to explore. Then you'll really like this game. Now, the big feature of this game, obviously, he's Australian. He's got boomerangs, and there are a variety of different boomerangs with different powers. So there's like one that's like ice, one that's like fire and stuff like that. So you can throw them at enemies from a distance. You can sort of close combat fight enemies, and you can also go into like a pretty crude first-person mode to sort of aim at it. It's very much of the era. It's rough and ready, but it does the job. Like I say, the worst thing about this game is the camera is very old school. It definitely feels like a PS2 platformer where they hadn't refined the sort of camera, so sometimes it just makes it awkward to see certain things. You'll fall or you'll miss a platform just because the camera can't keep up with you or is just slightly in the wrong place. It's not the end of the world. Obviously in future iterations they did improve on these, but like I say, this is basically a sort of straight remaster in that sense. Now, the story of the game is you play as Ty, and he's trying to free his family and stop this basically evil bad guy called Boss Cass. And it's very sort of bog standard. It very much feels like every Spyro game and every Crash game in the sort of story, but with a variety of sort of Australian slang and humour thrown in for good mix. If you like that sort of Australian style, you'll probably get a big kick from this. Now, overall, it's a really fun game. Like I say, I never played this when it first came out. I don't know why, but I'm glad I got to go back to it. I've since picked up the second one in HD because they did remaster the second one. I do wonder if they'll ever remaster the third one and maybe the fourth. But for now, I'm quite happy with this one. Like I say, there's a whole host of collectibles to find. You have like side quests you can do in the missions, very much like in Spyro the Dragon when you're walking around in a level and someone's like, oh, can you do that? Or can you do a sort of time trial and stuff like that to find all of the collectibles? There's a lot of platforming sections in there and slight light puzzle sections. It's just spoiled, unfortunately, by the camera. Now, other than that, really fun game. It does have clunky, sort of old school 2002 controls and a vibe to it. And the graphics, yes, they're all in HD and they are running at a great frame rate, but they are lacking the charm of some of the other games of this sort of era of platformers. But I highly recommend this one. It's full priced, like RRP is £23.49. I picked this up for less than £10 in a sale, so if you can get it in a sale, I highly recommend it. I feel £23.49 may be a bit much at this moment in time with the way the world is, but it's great that these companies, especially the original company that made it, have gone on and sort of brought it back and given it a bit of care and attention and love. So I do hope we do get more in the future. But that's that for you guys. If you've enjoyed it, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you soon for more content. Bye for now.